We interrupt our programming for an iTalk 1067 sports exclusive. This is high school softball presented by Sholo Ford.
Driven deep to left, and it's gone. Line drive, home run.
High school softball is also brought to you in part by Northland Pioneer College, Ace Hardware of the White Mountains, Sunrise Park Resort, Honda Outdoor Ski and Sports Store, Deemer's Glass, Beeler Orthodontics, Summit Regional Medical Center, and Octopus Car Wash. And now, high school softball on iTalk 1067 and iTalk1067.com.
Woo, she got all that.
Good afternoon and welcome to Sholo High School as we get set for this 3A East matchup of high school softball between the visiting Snowflake Lobos and the home team, the Sholo Cougars. Welcome everybody to the broadcast booth. I'm Brandon Todd, giving you the play-by-play alongside my good friend Josh Craner. He'll be doing the color. Josh, how are you, buddy?
Doing great, man. Thanks for the invitation to be here.
I am super excited to have you. Let's just jump right into it. This is the Sunrise Park Resort pregame. The Sunrise Park Resort is getting ready for summer, and they will be opening soon with all their high adventure activities. Go to sunriseskipark.com for details at sunriseskipark.com. So, as we get set for this matchup, a couple of top 15 teams in the state coming at you this afternoon. The number 11 team in the state, the Snowflake Lobos, as they make the short drive up the 77. Is that the highway?
77.
Up the 77 and then down the Deuce onto Cougar Lane here as they are going to take on the number 2 team in the state, the Sholo Cougars. The Snowflake Lobos are 13-13 overall. I got a chance to speak with their head coach, whose name is Coach Hewish earlier. And here's an interesting fact about the Snowflake Lobos, Josh. They're 13-13 overall as a record, but they've had he told me they've scored 100. I might get these numbers wrong, but I think it was 181 runs, and they've had 181 runs scored against them. So they are exactly 500.
Exactly.
50-50.
That's pretty crazy.
Isn't that
doesn't
crazy?
happen that way very often.
The Sholo Cougars come in to this matchup 15-6 overall. They're 6-2 in the section. They're ranked number 2 in the state and number 1 in the 3A East. This is going to be an interesting matchup between them. Let's just jump right into our Ace Hardware keys to the game. Ace Hardware has a 24/7 locksmith. The next time you're locked out of your car, just need a key replaced any hour of the day, night, any night of the week. It's Ace Hardware at the White Mountains, your helpful place with 3 locations, Pine Top, Overguard, and Sholo. So, the keys to today's game, I got a chance to speak with Coach Hewish, and he said that they're going to need some great pitching against this Sholo batting lineup. Obviously, the Sholo Cougars can hit the ball, and pitching is going to be key for the Snowflake Lobos. Also, they're a very young team. They are starting 3 freshmen this afternoon, and they are Jordan Powers, Jordan Butler, and Taylor Craner, catcher, left field, and right field. And we will, after we get some time, we will bring you the keys to Sholo's win as well, as we are getting set for the first pitch here. And leading off for the Snowflake Lobos is going to be Kaylee Thomas. She's playing center field, the lefty, as she steps in. Pitching for the Sholo Cougars today is Lauren Clark, the senior, and she has her sign and ready to go. The pitch is taken for a strike, and she gets ahead of the leadoff hitter, Thomas. No balls and 1 strike. Kind of a late call there by the umpire, Josh.
Yeah, just a little bit.
The 0-1 is slapped down to third base, fielded cleanly, and thrown across the diamond for the out. Nice play there by your third baseman, Megan Reedhead, as she fires across the diamond to Cody. And Kaylee is out 5-3 for the first out here in the top of the first inning. If you're just joining us, welcome to Sholo Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 1067 and worldwide on iTalk1067.com. No score, top of the first, 1 out here, as the first pitch to Riley Hensley is a ball outside and high. A little bit of a change up there, it looked like, from Clark. Hensley, right-handed hitter, wearing 1 glove on her left hand, swings and fouls at the plate. The 1-0 delivery, evening the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Got some stats here. Hensley on the year coming into this matchup, batting .415. She's a senior, the only senior for the Snowflake Lobos. 1 senior for the whole team for the Lobos. The 1-1 is inside and low for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike on Hensley. Hensley's followed by Sydney Bauer. Hensley digs in, wearing number 4. The 2-1 is taken high for ball 3. 3 balls and a strike to the number 2 hitter here with 1 out in the top of the first. Brandon Todd here giving you the play-by-play, and the guy to my right who won't shut up is Josh Craner. Clark has her sign, and the 3-1 is swung on and lifted into right center field. Back going is the center fielder. She looks up at the wall, and it's
out
gone.
of here.
A solo shot for Riley Hensley on a 3-1 count, sending it over the right center field wall, and she gives the visiting Snowflake Lobos a 1-0 lead. Got a replay here. Great swing going with the pitch on the right, on the outside part of the plate, and that's a no-doubter.
You bet. You can see we got just a little bit of wind pushing out there straightaway center, and she got that ball in the air, and for sure it was on its way out of here.
So the Cougars find themselves in a position that they aren't in often. That's behind, as Clark, with one out, gives up a solo shot to the lone senior of the Snowflake Lobos, Riley Hensley.
You know, Brandon, she's really started to hit the ball really well this year. I was talking to her mom the other day, and she was telling me I think that's probably her 9th home run this year.
Is that right?
Which is abnormal. I don't think last year she hit a single home run.
Wow, good for her.
Having a great senior year.
Sydney Bauer at the plate now, and she swings at the first delivery, and it's fouled at the plate, strike one. Yeah, the wind here, if you're just joining us, or if you're listening to us, you know what the weather's like out here. It's cold and brisk. The wind is blowing almost dead straight out, dead center. And so look for a lot of fly balls to have some carry today. No balls, one strike on Bauer. The 0-1 delivery is lifted, shallow center field, oncoming to center fielder, and she will not be able to make as it skips in. And Bauer is aboard with a single here with one out in the top of the first. The center fielder for the Cougars is Paige Kerr. She gave it a heck of an effort as she came sprinting in and just fell about a foot short in front of her. So with one runner on here in the top of the first, that brings up Jashley Schneider, and she hits the ball into left field. That ball is gone. 2 home runs in this inning for the Snowflake Lobos. That one's a 2-run shot, and the Snowflake Lobos are out to a huge 3-0 lead here with one out in the top of the first. You can see on our replay here, great job by our White Mountain Youth Productions with our replays. That ball sails over the left center fence, and the Snowflake Lobos came here to hit. Home run by Jashley Snyder on the first pitch she sees, and the Cougars find themselves in a 3-0 hole here on senior night, nonetheless.
And I believe that's Jashley's first home run also, so for the year, and she just got a good bat on the ball, and like I said, got a little lift on it, and that ball just took off.
Hitting .319, she's a junior, so her batting, I mean, she can hit. .319 is nothing to scoff at, and that ball, that was a no-doubter. Off the bat, you could tell that ball was going to go a long way. So Clark, with one out, gets the leadoff batter for the Snowflake Lobos, Thomas, to ground out to third, and then goes home run, single, 2-run home run, and that brings up Heather Whipple. And if she swings at the first pitch she sees, and it's a little lazy fly ball to the first baseman that's handled for out number 2. 2 outs here in the top of the first, and that brings up Kylie Penrod. Penrod on the year, she comes into this batting .333. The sophomore, young team here for the Lobos. The first delivery to her is swung on and missed for strike one. No balls, one strike.
And that home run when Jashley was up to bat, she had someone on base, so that takes the score to 3-0. Snowflake in top of the first.
If you're watching us live, that score is wrong. It's actually 3-0. The 0-1 delivery is she tried to hold up on her swing and couldn't, and she went around for strike number 2. No balls, 2 strikes to Penrod.
Lauren has a great changeup. She sure does good at mixing up her pitches and changing her speed, keeps these hitters off balance.
The 0-2 is high and outside for ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Penrod. Clark, the senior, on the mound, or the circle, I guess it's called here in softball. I don't know if it's called the mound. Trying to get out of this first inning. The 1-2 is outside, evening the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. According to the stats that I have at my disposal, actually I have no pitching stats, never mind. The 2-2 is high for ball 3, full count on Penrod. Penrod batting from the right side. Right-handed hitter, also wearing 1 glove on her left hand. Interesting. Wearing number 2. The full count is swung on, and it's line drive caught by the shortstop as she reaches up and snags. Great play there by the shortstop for the Charlotte Cougars, Haley Housley, to end the threat and retire the side for the Cougars. We're going to keep it here just to take care of some house cleaning issues. Get back to our Ace Hardware, keys to the game for the Show Low Cougars. Ace Hardware, again, has a 24/7 locksmith. Next time you're locked out of your car or just need a key replaced any hour of the day or night, any night of the week, call Ace Hardware, your helpful place with 3 locations, Pine Top, Overguard, and Show Low. Josh, I got a chance to speak with Coach Nix. He's sitting at number 2 in the state, and I asked him specifically about that. How does it feel? I said, Coach, you've been around this program a long time. You've been all over the rankings, statewide throughout your tenure. But for these girls, this might be their first time with that kind of ranking. How do you handle that? And he said, it's fun to talk about. He said, actually, we should be number 1. He said we should be number 1. We've stubbed our toe a few times. He said they're just trying to take it day by day. As far as the girls, they love it. They're having a good time with it, but they also understand that at any point, once playoffs hit, when it's one and done, you can't let the rankings, take your mind off of the task at hand.
Yeah, you betcha. I mean, that's one of the toughest things about those rankings, and you'll talk to a lot of coaches. They have a hard time with rankings just for that reason. They want their players to come out and play each game, give it the best they have, because you're right, when you get down to the state tournament, it's one and done, and the rankings don't matter much. It's who shows up that day to play.
Your Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center injury report. We're happy to report that neither coach gave us any injuries to update. But just in case, between their emergency department, advanced diagnostics, and orthopedic departments, and their physical therapy teams, Summit Regional Medical Center has everything your athlete needs to get back in the game. That's Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center. And the Cougars will bat now in the bottom of the first inning, down 3-0. Paige Kerr will lead it off, and Coach Nix actually asked him, I said, who are the 2 players that have to have a great game for your win? And Paige Kerr was one of those players that he mentioned as she looks at the first delivery high. He said Paige Kerr with her leadoff spot, and she's an on-base machine. He says if she gets on base, typically that sets a good tone for the rest of the game. The 1-0 delivery is also high for ball 2. He said his second player that needs to have a good game is the rest of the team. He said Paige Kerr needs to get on base, and the rest of the team needs to follow suit. And with their ability to hit, this 3-0 lead is absolutely nothing as the count goes to 3 balls and no strikes on Paige Kerr. On the mound, doing the pitching for the Snowflake Lobos is Riley Hensley, who had the solo home run in the top of the first inning. And she falls behind the leadoff hitter, Kerr, 3-0. And that'll be a strike on the outside corner to bring the count 3 balls and a strike. Paige Kerr leading off. Kerr on the season steps in. She's a junior, steps in with a .593 batting average. .593. She swings at the 3-1. It is a line drive into left field. That'll get down for a base hit, and it gets by the left fielder. Kerr's going to round first and head to second as that ball doesn't make it quite to the wall. The relay comes in, and Kerr is in there with a single. Can't be a double. Give her a single and advances to second on the air by the left fielder. See your replay here. She does a great job slapping that ball, going with the pitch into left field. And that ball just took a nasty little sideways hop and got by the left fielder, Brooke Gaylord.
Jordan Butler.
Jordan Butler for the Snowflake Lobos. And so the Cougars are in business here with a runner at second and no outs here in the bottom of the first. The first delivery to Megan Reedhead is a ball, 1 ball, and a strike.
I think you were here the other day at the Blue Ridge Sholo game, and you saw a little slugfest from Sholo, and met those girls can hit. And I imagine today's going to be a slugfest, and these girls are going to battle today, especially with the way the wind's blowing. 2
balls and a strike now to Reedhead. Yeah, that was a slugfest. There was one inning where the Cougars had 4 home runs in one inning, 2 of them by Addie Clark. The 2-0 delivery is lifted in shallow left center field. On comes the center fielder. She's got it.
Nice
as
catch.
She falls down, but she holds onto the ball. Great play there by the center fielder for the Lobos. That's Kaylee Thomas, as she had a long run and makes the catch as she goes to the ground and retires Megan Reedhead for the first out in the inning.
Check out this replay. She comes in hustling just on a sprint and makes a nice diving catch.
She's able to hold the runner at second. That's Kerr, who led off the game with a single and then advanced to second on an error by the left fielder. That'll bring up Haley Housley, playing shortstop this afternoon. The first delivery to her is swung on and lifted into shallow center field. Oncoming is the center fielder. She has the catch again to retire Housley. 2 great plays there by Thomas as she has to make a long run for each of those. And after getting the leadoff girl, not man, getting the leadoff girl aboard, the Cougars find themselves now with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning and still a runner at second. Is it okay to say man, or should I say girl?
Yeah, probably girl.
I'll say girl. If I say man, I apologize. That brings up Addie Clark, the hard-hitting right-hander, the freshman. The first delivery to her is high for a ball. And this girl can hit for sure. She doesn't need the wind blowing out. Freshman, I think she has upward of 15 or so home runs on the season.
22.
Make that 22 home runs. The 1-0 is slapped foul up the third base side. 1 ball, 1 strike. I show her coming into this matchup batting .468 as a freshman.
Wow.
Look, she has a bright future ahead of her, that's for sure. The 1-1 is fouled straight back to the fence. 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Addie Clark, who is the designated player this afternoon. So we're showing 10 home runs. I did talk to Coach Nix a few games ago, and we're getting word that it might be 22 home runs. The 1-2 is taken high and outside for ball 2. That evens the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Runner at second is Kerr. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. 3-0 Snowflake leads it here with 2 outs. And the 2-2 pitch it rolls in there.
Nice block by the catcher there.
Full
Jordan
count.
Powers.
That ball, how far is it from home plate to the to the
45 feet.
45 feet. I think that one went about 22. The payoff pitch is swung on and lifted. That's in the infield. That's not going to go anywhere. Under it is the shortstop, and she's got it.
Nice catch by Sydney Bauer.
Bauer goes back, reaches up, makes the catch, and that'll retire the side as Clark flies out F6 for out number 3. And we're going to step away 3-0 Snowflake over the Cougars after 1. We'll be back. This is Shola Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide on iTalk1067.com.
Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center is a proud supporter of high school sports. Many of our local sports players were born at the hospital, where Summit Obstetrics offers comfortable individual rooms for mom and baby. In case of a sports injury, the hospital ER is always staffed and prepared to take on the most serious injuries, and Summit features an advanced diagnostics department with state-of-the-art equipment. The Summit Healthcare orthopedic and therapy teams can help sports players overcome injuries and return to the game. Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center wishes all players a successful and healthy season this year.
Need hats, shirts, or jackets embroidered with your logo? Get custom embroidered products from Little Bluebird Studios. That's right, the company that does the best job screen printing t-shirts and hoodies now offers embroidery. Little Bluebird Studios is a local company with skilled designers that care about your company's image and brand. Call Little Bluebird Studios today, 928-351-7942, or online at littlebluebird.org. Little Bluebird Studios, the company that cares.
Lobos after 1. Leading off for the Lobos is that Hallie or Haley?
It's Hallie.
Hallie McCrae playing third base. She takes the first delivery high and outside for ball 1, I believe.
Correct.
The 1-0 is swung on and fouled up the third base side for strike 1. 1 ball and a strike. McCrae coming into this matchup. Josh is batting .208. She's a junior.
You know, last year she was the designated hitter almost all year, and she's kind of taken a role. She started off as the catcher, moved to third, but she is a great team player for sure.
1-1 is swung on and hit well in the left field. That ball's going back on the left fielder. She looks up at the wall. It's off the wall. Off the wall. McCrae thought it was gone as she started into her jog and then realized the ball's on the ground. She gets into second with a stand-up double and almost the third home run of the game.
You know, and I thought it was gone also from the angle we have here with these poles sitting here at the backstop. I thought for sure it was gone, but came right off the top of the fence.
The left fielder for the Cougars, Brooke Gaylord, she looked up like it was about to fly over the fence, and that's what kind of deceived me, and it hit right off the top of the fence and fell right in front of her. So McCrae is aboard with a stand-up double to lead off the inning, and that'll bring up Jordan Powers. She's the catcher this afternoon with a runner at second and no outs here at the top of the second inning. Powers takes the first pitch to strike. Good fastball on the outside corner there by Clark. Clark looks in, gets her sign, massages the ball in her glove, and she's set, and the pitch is outside for ball 1. 1 ball and a strike to Jordan Powers. If you're just joining us, welcome to Shola Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 1067 and worldwide on iTalk1067.com. I'm Brandon Todd, bringing you the play-by-play alongside my good friend Josh Craner. He'll be doing the color for you. The 1-1 is low and inside.
some stats I saw on Lauren Clark, who's pitching today. She's thrown over 67 innings already this year and has close to 50 strikeouts this year.
Almost a strikeout an inning. The 2-1 is swung on and fouled. Evens the count, 2 balls and a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes, excuse me.
Something I noticed, she's only given up 2 home runs all year also. And so in that first inning, that doubled the home runs that she's given up just in that first inning. What an outstanding pitcher.
Look for her to settle down here as the game goes on. Bouncer right back at her. She handles and throws the first for out number 1. That'll advance Hallie McCray onto third as Powers, fielder's choice, and advances the runner. Nice at bat by Powers, getting the job done. So that'll bring up Jordan Butler. As, you know what? I think I might have messed up somewhere.
No, you're right.
Butler, check swing, foul up the third base side for strike 1. Yeah, but I feel like Whipple, since she's the DP, she doesn't hit. This should all be moved down 1. Because I'm on Powers now.
No, you're right. You're on Jordan Butler.
Well, I did something wrong.
Yep, you're right. This is Jordan.
Oh, yeah, no, the
this
flex
Jordan
doesn't
Butler,
hit.
but
No,
the flex
you're right.
doesn't hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're good.
Never mind. The
There's a
0-1
hit.
is line drive up center field. That'll get in for a hit and score a run as Butler, with an RBI single, is safe at first. And now it's 4-0. Snowflake over Sholo here in the second inning. Good piece of hitting by Butler as she takes that pitch right back up the middle and into center field. And that'll bring us back to the top of the order. It's Kaylee Thomas, who grounded out to third base her first time up. She bats here with 1 out in the top of the second with a runner at first. Clark, first pitch is slapped at shortstop, could be 2, gets by her. It's into center field. And going to third is there a call there? What happened? She's out? Out at third? Is that what happened there? Josh, help me out here. Oh, no, she must be out.
You know, he didn't make a signal out or safe, but she looks like she retired herself and just ran back to the dugout. She should have hung out on the base there for a little bit until a call was made.
Butler trying to go first to third on the hit. Oh, yeah, she's definitely out there. You can see it on the replay. She's definitely tagged out. It's just that the home plate umpire who was up at third didn't make the call. So Butler's out trying to advance to third. Thomas is in at second. And Hensley is aboard here with 2 outs. She takes the first delivery high. So we're sorry about the delay there. There was no call by the umpire. I didn't know what to call. So on the base hit, Butler trying to go from first to third, gets thrown out at third. Thomas advances on to second on the throw, and that'll bring up Hensley, who homered her last time up here with 1 out. She gets a base hit, line drive into left field. They're going to try to score. Thomas here comes around third, and she's going to score as Hensley is in at first base with a RBI single, and the Snowflake Lobos have jumped out to a 5-0 lead here in the second inning over the Sholo Cougars.
Hensley has turned out to have such a great year as a senior. She's stepping up to lead this team and getting it done. You know, she's leading by example, and you love to see that from your seniors.
The lone senior.
Correct.
Is Hensley. So that'll bring up Sydney Bauer, who singled her last time up and then scored on the home run by Schneider. She'll bat here with 2 outs and a runner at first in the second. Right-handed hitter. Clark has her sign, and the pitch is in there for a strike. Excuse me, it's a ball. What if the umpire can hear me? That looked like a good pitch, didn't it?
Yeah, it looked like it. Definitely on the outside corner of the plate there.
The 1-0 is in there for a strike.
Looked
Evens
like the
the
same
count.
pitch.
Didn't it? 1 ball and a strike. Greg Chavez, want to thank him. He's trying to send me the ins and outs of the flex and the DP. I'll read that text message in a bit. The 1-1 is drilled into left center. That's going to get to the wall. Around second, heading to third is Hensley. They're going to wave her on home. Here comes the relay. We're going to have a play at the plate, and Hensley is safe as the catcher can't hold on to the ball, and that'll allow Bauer to get all the way to third base. And now it's 6-0, and you can see on our replay here as Bauer drills that ball over to the fence, and a great job by the Cougars to get the ball in. She would have been out at the plate if the catcher, his ball was a little bit high. She had to go up for it, bounce right out of her glove, but if that's a better throw, she is dead at the plate. As you can see here, great relay by the shortstop of the Sholo Cougars. Haley Housley makes a strong throw home. Unfortunately, did not get the out. So now it is 6-0 Snowflake over the Cougars.
And credit to Riley Hensley. You know, she rounded the base, got a good round there, and she came in sliding hard, made a beautiful slide at the plate, which was down and away, and she was safe. Good hustling, and it was fun to watch her come running around the base there. Beautiful hit by Sydney Bauer.
Well, that brings up Jashley Snyder, who had the 2-run home run in the first, and she bats here with a runner at third and 2 outs. In the second inning. Clark has her sign, and the first delivery is swung on and fouled to the third base side. Strike one. Greg sent me a text, says DP hits, flex does not, softball does not have a designated hitter. They have a designated player, DH versus DP. It still makes no sense to me. Schneider, the 0-1, is high and outside for a ball. 1 ball and a strike to her. Schneider homered her last time up to left center.
Jashley's a junior playing first base for the Lobos.
The 1-1 from Clark is on its way, and it's swung on. That ball's hit into shallow left field. Coming on and she can't make the catch. That ball's going to fall. 1 run's going to score. Schneider heading to second. She'll be in there with the stand-up double as the left fielder for the Cougars, Brooke Gaylord, made an effort and just couldn't quite get there as the ball falls right underneath her glove. And that allows another run home. And another runner is in scoring position for the Snowflake Lobos. That brings the score 7-0 here in the top of the second.
Looks like the Cougars are going to have a pitching change here. Lauren swapped over to first base, and the first baseman's coming in to pitch.
Let me get my lineup here. I'll tell you exactly who that is.
Shy Wheeler.
Oh, that's the wrong one.
Nope. Where are we at?
Right here.
There you go.
Autumn Cody will come in and pitch. So they just flip-flopped?
Correct.
So Cody comes in to pitch while Clark goes over to first. And obviously for the Cougars, this wasn't the start that they were looking for, as the Snowflake Lobos have jumped out to a 7-0 lead. We want to take this moment to thank some of our sponsors for sponsoring our broadcast tonight. Ace Hardware in Pine Top, Heber, and Shoalo, Sunrise Park Resort, Northland Pioneer College, Summit Regional Medical Center, Beeler Orthodontics, Little Bluebird Studios, Deemer's Glass, the Indian Pine Restaurant at Honda, Octopus Car Wash, and Subway. And speaking of Northland Pioneer College, I want to remind you that when it comes time to kick off your college education or your child's college education, be sure to choose a college with the lowest tuition in the whole state of Arizona. That's Northland Pioneer College.
Just a few stats here on Autumn Cody that's coming in. You can tell she's been the number 2 pitcher most of the year. She's already recorded over 20 innings. And she's done well. She's got 9 strikeouts and only 2 walks that she's delivered. Sounds, by the look of the stats, that she's around the plate, pretty consistent around the plate.
It happens, Now you can't be perfect every outing. Unfortunately for her, the thing is, she didn't hit anybody. She didn't walk anybody. She was doing what you asked your pitcher to do, throw strikes. Snowflake was just hitting them.
You betcha. And I thought Lauren did a good job on mixing up her speeds and her pitches, and we've all been around those games, whether baseball or softball, where the ball just seems to fall sometimes, and today was one of those scenarios so far, but a lot of ball game left here still.
I'll tell you this, though. It may be 7-0, but the Cougars can hit, and they're never out of it, as the first pitch to Whipple is a ball outside. Our new pitcher is Autumn Cody. And batting for the Lobos is Heather Whipple. Flied out to the first base last time up. She swings at the 1-0 delivery, and it's the third base. Throw over to So a ground ball to third base, and the third baseman makes a throw, kind of a lackadaisical throw, over to first, and not able to handle it is the first baseman, although she had to reach out and get it as the ball falls onto the ground. No run scores, but Heather is aboard on the air, and that advances Schneider on to third. Now we have runners on the corners for Kylie Penrod, and she lifts line drive foul at the third baseline, almost fell in, and she is quickly down, no balls and a strike. I got to get better on talking about what's happening as it's happening. I like to watch and then replay what it was.
I think you're doing a great job.
Whipple reaches on the air. Penrod lifts this pitch short, right center field. Going out second baseman, in as a center fielder, and the center fielder is going to call it. That's Paige Kerr, and she will retire the side as Whipple flies out center field. But the Lobos get 4 more to make it 7-0 here after 1.5. We'll step away, head to the bottom of the second. This is Shoalo Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and on the web at iTalk1067.com.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
Love doing baseball. Love hanging out with Brandon. Brandon's a hoot.
Welcome back to Show Low High School. Your score 7-0. Snowflake on top of Show Low after 1.5 as the Snowflake Lobos have scored 3 runs in the first off of 2 home runs and 4 runs in the second off of no home runs. A couple of errors there in the second by the Cougars allowed a few more runs to score. So it's 7-0 here going into the bottom of the second. Lauren Clark will lead it off for the Cougars. And the first pitch to her is swung on and lifted into center field. Back on the center fielder at the wall. And see ya, goodbye.
Goodbye.
As Lauren Clark, who started the game on the mound, didn't have the game she wanted, but you could guarantee she loves having that home run there to give her team or to get her team on the board.
You betcha. And she smashed that ball. That was a line drive. That was going no matter what was happening with wind, air, breeze. It was a crush. You could tell right off the bat that it was out of here.
1 pitch, 1 home run, and 1 run for the Cougars. It's now 7-1, and I told you, this Cougar team, they can hit. So that'll bring up Autumn Cody, who is the pitcher for the Cougars now. Cody steps into this game on the year batting .298, the senior, wearing number 14, right-handed hitter. And the first pitch from Hensley is low for ball 1.
You know, something I've noticed after traveling a little bit more, watching softball, I've never been a huge softball fan until my daughter started playing. But these pitchers, they got to mix up their speed, just like in baseball, between change-ups and fastballs.
Lazy fly ball in the infield, and nice diving catch by the second baseman, Kylie Penrod, as she comes in and makes that catch to retire Cody for the first out here in the inning.
Oh, Penrod getting a little dirty, huh? Taking that uniform home, telling Mom, hey, you got to wash this now. I actually did some today. So
great play there by Penrod. That brings up Shy Wheeler. First pitch to her is ground ball up the third base side, foul for the first strike. Wheeler, also a senior, steps into this game batting .293. The 0-1 is fouled at the plate. No balls and 2 strikes quickly on Wheeler. Wheeler, the catcher for the Cougars. It was senior night today, and they did announce where these seniors will be going on to play. It seems like every senior will either be going to play somewhere in college or going to college. What it sounded like, I know Wheeler said this, she was going on to play somewhere. I didn't catch it. Eastern Arizona. And Lauren Clark, I know she's also the senior who started the game. She's going on to play at EA as well. So couple of teammates leaving, and then going to go beat teammates in college as well. No balls and 2 strikes to count here on Wheeler. And the 0-2 from Hensley is high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Make that 2-2 as I was looking at my book and missed the pitch. 2-2. And the pitch is fouled at the plate. Straight back. We'll do it again. You know, I actually, it's really cool to go from high school into college and actually play with some of the girls that you played with in high school. I did the same thing. There were 3 of us who went from Show Low High School to Newman University in Wichita, and I played with 2 of my teammates. As the 2-2 is lifted up and over the fence, foul straight back. So that's pretty cool for Lauren Clark and Shy Wheeler to be going on to college and play college ball together.
You betcha. It's always nice to have a familiar face when you go down there. It gives you, a good little jump start when you get situated down that way.
I'm sure they'll end up being roommates or something. The 2-2 swung on and fouled again. Nice at-bat going here by Wheeler. She's fouled off a couple of tough pitches. And she kind of giggles down there at Coach Nick saying, oh, man, I reached out for that one. Probably swung at ball 3 or something.
She got great bat control with 2 strikes on her. She's definitely in a defensive mode right now where she's trying to get the ball in play, and looks like she's doing a good job at it.
The 2-2 is high, and she went from 0-2 to full count. Great at-bat here by Shy Wheeler, your catcher for the Cougars. Hensley takes a step back, regroups, has her sign, And the payoff pitch skips in there, almost hits her. And Wheeler will hustle down to first on a base on balls. Great at bat by Wheeler. She's aboard here with 1 out. And that'll bring up Brooke Gaylord. She'll bat here with 1 out and 1 on. 200. Batting 200 on the year is Brooke, your left fielder. The first delivery to her is swung on and lifted into center field right at the center fielder who makes the catch.
Kaylee Thomas.
Thank you very much. As Brooke sees 1 pitch, 1 out on a line drive to the center fielder, and that's the second out of the inning. That'll bring up Hannah Hall.
You know, something you'll notice about this Lobo outfield, these girls out there are wicked fast. Seems like they're all built for speed. You won't see many balls that are going to fall. These girls, they get there, they cover some ground, and Kaylee being the lead out in center, she's going to make a lot of plays out there.
The first pitch to Hall is high. 1 ball and no strikes. 1 girl aboard here with 2 outs in the bottom of the second for the Cougars. The 1-0 is swung on and ground ball, third base, and foul, as that ball kind of had a lot of side spin on it. Fielding it was going to be McCray, and then the ball just skipped foul, and now it's 1 ball, 1 strike on Hall.
It's actually a good thing that ball continued foul for Haley, because she wouldn't have had to play at first base as Hall was down the baseline in a hurry.
Is it Haley or Hallie?
Hallie.
It's Hallie? Mm-hmm. Hallie McCray. Wheeler down at first needs new batting gloves. Or running gloves, apparently.
Did you ever have running gloves when you were playing college baseball?
I didn't use batting gloves or anything when I was playing.
Did you ever get on base?
The 1-1 skips in. You know, here's the truth. 2-1. I didn't hit real well in college. I hit great in high school. I once got pitch hit for in the 2nd inning in college because we had runners at 2nd and 3rd, and my coach didn't trust me. It's not funny. Swung on and lifted on the infield. The second baseman calls for it and has it as Hannah Hall flies out to the second baseman to end the inning. Well, the Cougars get 1 on a home run, a leadoff home run, the first pitch of the inning home run by Lauren Clark, and that's all they get as they go into the top of the 3rd. Second baseman Penrod to field to make a strong throw over to first to get the speedy curve for out number 1. We want to welcome back our streaming partners, or if you're watching live online, sorry for the technical difficulties. It's still 7-1 here in the bottom of the 3rd with 1 out. And that ball is lifted into shallow center field. Coming on and making a diving catch again is Kaylee Thomas, who is having herself a defensive day, Josh.
You know what, I tell you, we talked about it earlier. She is just so competitive. She comes in, and you hate to say this sometimes, but she just acts like a boy, like a baseball player. She dives and gets dirty, and you love to see that. You love to see her come out here and just compete, and she does a great job, and way to hustle.
Absolutely. 2 outs now in the inning, and batting is Haley Housley, and she looks at the first one down for ball 1.
And Kaylee, she's probably taken away maybe 2 or 3 base hits that the Cougars would have had on the day, and she has taken those base hits away.
Absolutely. 1 ball, no strikes, and swung on and lifted into center field. Going back is Thomas. She looks up, and it's gone. Thomas couldn't do anything about that one as she looks up, and that ball was drilled dead center by Haley Housley. And touch them all, and that brings the score 7-2. Snowflake on top. Both of Sholo's runs coming from the long ball.
You know, again, that was another line drive. That ball probably was no more than 20 feet off the ground, and it just carried right on out. It was a hard hit ball.
I don't know the dimensions, like the average dimensions for a softball field. Is this standard, normal, short, long? What would you say?
You know, from what I've seen traveling around chasing my daughter, this seems like probably one of the shorter fields. It's definitely shorter in Snowflake and Round Valley, but still, you're probably your average size softball field, but compared to the fields right here around us, it's probably one of the shorter fields.
That shot was dead center, and up steps Addie Clark as she swings at the first pitch she sees and fouls it straight back, just missed it.
She's got such a beautiful swing. You watch her hands as she comes through the ball, and, man, she just drives through the ball, and fun to watch hit.
Want to give kudos to our camera crew. If I could get some names, I'd give them some shout-outs. We're getting some great shots here if you're watching on our live stream. The 0-1 to Clark is swung on and lifted into left field. That ball is going to be off the fence as Clark is rounding first into second, and she is in with a sliding double as that ball was drilled into left field. Didn't have the lift on it, but it's off the wall. And Clark has herself a 2-out double.
You know, you mentioned this earlier, that 7-0 lead at one point, or 7-1, you cannot feel safe there. You got to make the plays here, and these Cougars, they can hit. These Lady Cougars, they just come and smash the ball.
Well, speaking of Lady Cougars who can hit, this is Lauren Clark at the plate, who smashed a first pitch home run last time she's up. And she was a hard ground ball to short. It gets past the shortstop, and Clark will stop at third. As I'm going to give that one a single for Clark. That ball was smashed.
Oh, that ball was smoked. There wasn't no one that was going to make a play on that ball. I know Sydney made an attempt at it, but that ball was base hit all the way.
So Addie Clark is at third. Lauren Clark is at first, and Autumn Cody steps up, and she flied out to the second baseman last time up. She bats here with 2 outs and 2 on in the third. She swings at the first pitch, and that's a base hit, right center field. Is that ball going to hit the wall? It is. It's at the wall. Addie Clark will score. Lauren on her way to third, rounding second on her way to third. She'll be in there as an RBI single for Cody brings the score 7-3 now. And the Cougars, like we said, are getting those bats alive. 4 consecutive hits.
That ball couldn't have been placed any better between that right center gap as it carried all the way to the wall. Great job by the right fielder. Got the ball in quick with a cannon to second base. I don't know if you noticed that. Kept that runner at first.
That right fielder is Taylor Craner.
Little props to my daughter there.
She must have been watching me play. So, listen to this. The Cougars, the first 2 batters in the inning, it goes ground out to second, fly out to center, and then home run, double, single, single for 2 runs scored. And they're not done yet, as we have a couple courtesy runners coming into the game. Taking over at first base is number 6, Avery Williams. She'll run.
Courtesy runner for the pitcher.
And Audrey King will courtesy run at third.
And Audrey must have entered the game because she must be entering as a pinch runner, and I assume Lauren will re-enter the game, and so she'll be scratched from the lineup after this opportunity to run here.
Why is that?
Well, she's coming in as a pinch runner, so once she enters the game, then she won't be able to re-enter the game, and I imagine Lauren will re-enter the game. There's no way Lauren's coming out of the game. So
my question is, why pinch run for someone at third?
Well, you know, with 2 outs here, maybe they're looking for an opportunity to score somehow. I would imagine any ball hit to the outfield, they're going to score anyways, but it's an interesting call by the coach.
Well, Shy Wheeler bats here with 2 outs and 2 on, and the first pitch to her is high. 1 ball, no strikes. So we have King at third, Williams at first, and Wheeler batting. All of this with 2 outs. The Cougars putting on a nice 2-out rally here. The 1-0 is swung on, and that's a base hit, line drive into left field. 1 run will score that gets by the left fielder. They're going to score 2 here as Williams comes all the way around from third. She'll score from first, and Wheeler is in at second with a 2 RBI single and advancing to second on the air.
And a good call by Coach Nix there as he put that courtesy runner in. Williams had some speed, and she was able to motor all the way around from first and score.
The score is now 7-5. Snowflake Lobos leading the Cougars, but the Cougars have the tying run at the dish. They entered this inning down 6, 7-1. They've scored 4, all with 2 outs. Everything that you're hearing and seeing if you're watching live is all with 2 outs, and that's something you'd like to see out of the Cougars. They're down 6 runs. They have 2 outs in the inning. They don't give up, and before you know it, they're only down 2 after 5 consecutive hits, all with 2 outs.
You know, and you expect that from a team like these Lady Cougars that have competed all year, that are a high-ranked team. There's a reason why they're ranked number 2 is because they know how to compete, and they're showing you that right now. They're just in here battling, and with 2 outs, they're getting the job done.
I want to thank White Mountain Youth Productions and everybody that's helping them out with our camera shots. And if I could get one of them to bring me a list of names and who's doing what, I'd love to give them some shout-outs because I'm watching. We got a computer screen here in front of us, and I'm watching what you're watching, and this is just this is professional quality stuff. The first delivery to Brooke Gaylord is taken high and outside for ball 1. I don't care who you are or what your name is or what station you work for. You don't have the broadcast that iTalk 106.7 does.
You know, this is amazing. Sitting here, I almost feel like I'm on ESPN with these monitors and TV screens and being able to watch the game and the replays up here. This has been a highlight for me. I appreciate the invitation and very impressed with these youth that are getting it done.
2 balls and no strikes now to Gaylord. Hensley brings it home. This pitch is swung on. It's a ground ball. Shortstop. She fields. Throw over to the – and it's a wide throw. It bounces off of the fence, and that's going to allow a run to score. And another error by the Snowflake Lobos, excuse me, an error by the Snowflake, well, I shouldn't say another error. They haven't had an error in this inning. A rare error by the Snowflake Lobos allows Shy Wheeler to score from second, and Gaylord is standing at first now. The go-ahead run is at the plate, and that's number 4, Hannah Hall.
You know, on that play by Sydney is kind of a tough ball hit between third and short, and trying to work out a little communication. You thought maybe the third baseman was going to cut that one off, and Sydney made a little rush throw, and it got away from her.
Left-handed hitting Hall steps in, and she takes the first one high. Back pick to first, not in time, as Gaylord gets back easily, and it's 1 ball, no strikes to Hall. Still 2 outs here in the inning. All of this has happened with 2 outs. They've scored 4. Make that 5 outs, 5 runs with 2 outs. And this ball is a high chopper to first, off the glove. Second baseman's there as a backup, and she flips the first, not in time, as the first baseman for the Snowflake Lobos, Jashley Snyder. It was a high chopper. She reached up, stabbed at it, and it bounces out of her glove almost directly to Kylie Penrod at second. She makes an underhand flip, but not in time, as Hall got up the baseline quickly, and that advances Gaylord to second. Hall's at first, and that's the top of the order now, as the Cougars have batted through the lineup in this inning, and Paige Kerr bats again. A ground-out victim her first time up. The first pitch to her is outside.
You know, if you're the Cougars, you wouldn't want anyone else up to bat right now with 2 outs. Your leadoff hitter that's batting almost 600 to come in, and 2 runners on.
She swings, and it's a ground ball to second base. Takes a high chop, but she fields it, does Penrod, and makes a throw over to first to retire Paige Kerr, who makes 2 outs in the inning the same way. Ground out to second. But the Cougars get 5, and they cut into this lead. They're only down 1 now. It's 7-6 as we head into the top of the 4th. We'll step away. This is Shola Ford's presentation of high school softball right here on iTalk 106.7 and on the web at italk1067.com.
In today's challenging economy, having a college education is a must. Northland Pioneer College is here to help you prepare for your future. NPC is committed to providing you with the highest quality education with the lowest tuition cost in the state. We offer a variety of advanced learning classes to prepare you for a transfer or associate's degree, personal interest education, or earning your GED.
Contact an academic advisor for more information. Go online at npc.edu.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
Riley Hensley leads it off for the Lobos as she was left at the dish, still batting when the Lobos made their 3rd out, so she'll continue to bat here, and she swings and fouls off the first delivery for strike 1. The 0-1 is swung on, foul ball left side, and quickly down 0-2 is Hensley. Hensley on the day's having herself a great day at the plate. Homered her first at-bat in the first, and then singled her second at-bat in the second, but she finds herself in the hole here. No balls and 2 strikes.
Autumn doing a great job keeping that ball down, forcing these ground ball hits, not allowing them to lift the ball with this breeze that's blowing out.
And on cue, she keeps the ball down a little too down, as that's the first ball to Hensley. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Cody has her sign and brings it home. It's swung on, and that ball is foul up the third base side. Hensley hustles down to first, but she'll have to come back and do it again, as that ball just skipped foul at the last second.
Part of this softball, you'll see these pitchers, that's a huge key for them, is the location. You know, you get in the little bigger field here and you get some lazy pop flies, but as we've seen so far, they're trying to keep this ball down the best they can. Looks like they got a good infield that can make the plays too, so why not?
1 ball, 2 strikes coming home. This ball is lifted into the infield. Back going as the second baseman. She has it as Hensley flies out for the first out in the inning to Corinne Collins. And that'll bring up, with 1 out here in the 4th inning, Sydney Bauer. Bauer is 2 for 2 on the day with a single and then something else that I didn't mark. I got to get better at this. She swings at the first pitch she sees, and it's a strike as she swung right through that pitch right down the middle. She'd like to have that one back, I'm sure. And the 0-1 from Cody is ground ball, shortstop, fielded, throws over to second for the out. And quickly the Lobos have 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. And that brings up Jashley Schneider. Schneider homered on a 2-run home run her first time up, and then reached in the second inning as well. And the first pitch is swung on and drilled into left field. Back going left fielder. She looks up, and that ball's gone.
Gone. Home
for
run.
Schneider's second home run of the game. It's a solo shot, and that brings the lead to 8-6. Lobos over the Cougars, and we have ourselves a slugfest, Josh.
You betcha, and you could tell by the first inning this was going to happen. And as I mentioned earlier, that was Jashley's first home run of the year earlier, and now she's already racked up number 2.
So she had her first and second home run of the year in this game.
Correct.
Good for her.
Yeah, good for her.
Have yourself a day, Jashley. Cool name, too, Jashley. Not easy to say over the radio, but fun to...
Yeah, unique, right? Different.
It is very
you remember
unique.
that for
Yes,
sure.
Jashley.
And she's a great young lady, too, just to throw that out there. She's one of those young ladies that you just admire because she's just fantastic. She's good on and off the field, and you really appreciate when they're like that.
Hannah Whipple steps up here with 2 outs, and she fouls the first pitch she sees. Straight back. Whipple on the day is... she's had something. She flied out to first. I do have that one. I don't know what she did in a second. But she's now down no balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. Score is 8-6. Lobos over the Cougars. Heather Whipple at the dish. And the 0-2 delivery is swung on, ground ball, third base. And over to the first baseman for the out. And that will do it for the Lobos. But they get one on a home run by Schneider, her second of the game. And the lead is now 8-6 as we head to the bottom of the 4th. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide on iTalk1067.com.
Want to save money on your next vehicle? Then go to the place with the lowest price guaranteed. Sholo Ford guarantees the lowest price on any new Ford in the state of Arizona. Plus, every new Ford gas engine vehicle comes with a lifetime engine warranty. Thought you could get a better deal in Phoenix? Think again. The absolute best deal in the state of Arizona is at Sholo Ford, the #1 Ford dealer in northern Arizona, and soon to be #1 in the state of Arizona. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce.
For the Cougars, she's over 200. First pitch she sees high. Ball 1. Greenhead has flown out to center field both times she's been up, which tells me that she has good timing on her hits, but just unfortunately hitting it right at the center fielder. She swings at this one. That one's going to center field too, but that one's going to get down as it skips in. And Thomas out in center field made an effort on it. It almost looked like she did catch it, but it skipped in there. And for her third time trying it into center field, finally, Megan Reedhead is aboard with a single.
Yeah, Kaylee took a couple base hits away earlier from her. This time she put just a little more line drive on it and unable to make a play on it.
Haley Housley steps up to the plate now for the Cougars with no outs here in the 4th, and she swings at the first pitch she sees low and outside. Swung at ball 1, but it's strike 1.
Nice little change up there by Riley.
Housley flew out to center field her first time up and then ripped a monster home run to center field her second time up, and she tries to bunts through it, and she finds herself quickly down no balls and 2 strikes. Housley started that last inning, that 2-out rally out off last inning with a home run to dead center, a solo shot. And she bats here with one runner on, and she grounds to third base. Third baseman go to second base. It's close there, and they got her as the third baseman, McCray, gets the ground ball. I didn't think she had a play at second, but obviously I know nothing about softball as she makes a strong throw over to second and gets that leadoff out. And Housley's aboard on the fielder's choice.
I was looking at these stats, too. Housley, we had a home run earlier on. That was her first home run of the year, it appears.
Addie Clark backs now, and she lifts the first one up and out of play over the third base dugout. No balls and a strike. Well, the Cougars are down 2, and the person at the plate right now is Addie Clark, who has like 57,000 home runs on the year. And she represents the tying run for the Cougars. She's down no balls and a strike. Hensley brings it home. It skips in there for ball 1.
Nice block by the catcher, Jordan Powers, keeping that ball in front so that runner couldn't advance.
Clark 1 for 2 on the day with a fly out to the shortstop and a double that hit off the wall her last time up. And the 1-1 is lifted. That ball's hit well. That's gone. And the game is tied. A no-doubter by Addie Clark, who just absolutely destroyed this ball into left field. And this game is tied, Josh.
You know, she just crushed that ball.
My
That
goodness.
pitch carried up and in, and she got her hands through it, and she just smashed that ball down the line. The only
think
question was whether it was going to be fair or foul. That was it.
Do you think she's bored of hitting home runs? I mean, that is incredible. The last game I saw of her, she hit 3, 2 of them in 1 inning. We got word that that's her 23rd home run on the varsity level. She also has 9 on the JV level. That's over 30 home runs on the year.
That is impressive.
As a freshman.
Yeah.
My goodness.
That's the Barry Bonds of the White Mountains right there. And she does. Her hands are just quick and fast, and she gets to the ball in a hurry, and her bat speed, you can tell, is noticeably different from these other girls as they're hitting.
That'll do it for Hensley as she heads out to center field. Center fielder's going to come in and pitch. So pitching now for the Snowflake Lobos is Sydney Bauer. We're going to keep it here just to give us a chance to talk more about this game. We have ourselves a tie game. Just to recap, the Lobos got out to a 3-0 lead in the first inning and then extended their lead to 7-0 as they scored 4 in the second. And the Cougars took a little while to get their bats going. They had a solo home run by Lauren Clark to lead off the second inning, and that's all they got in the second. They came into the third inning down 7-1, got the first 2 outs, so they had a 2-out rally where Haley Housley hits a monster solo home run to center field, and then it goes double by Addie Clark, single to score Addie by Lauren, a single by Autumn to score Lauren, and then Shy has a single to score Autumn, and they got 4 runs. Oh, and then we had an error which scores Shy. 4 runs in the third, make that 5 runs in the third. The score was 7-6 going into the fourth. A home run by Jashley Schneider, her second in the fourth by the Lobos, gave them an 8-6 lead. Coming into the bottom of the fourth, Megan Reedhead grounds out to the third baseman. She gets aboard with a single. Haley Housley hits into a fielder's choice. There's 1 out, and then Addie Clark steps up and just rips the hardest hit home run I think I've ever seen in my 25 years of existence. I'm actually 30, Josh. I'm just kidding.
Are you 30 already?
And so now we have a tie game, 8-8, as Lauren Clark steps up. She is 2 for 2 on the day with a home run and a single. Started the game pitching, didn't have the outing that they were looking for, but it's a new ball game now. She steps up with nobody on and 1 out here in the bottom of the fourth, and an 8-8 ball game.
Sydney is, I believe she started off the year as the Lobos' #1 pitcher, actually, and she's pitched a majority of their innings. Hensley came in today to start the game, and so, Sydney feels right at home in this situation. She's pitched a lot of innings this year, and she's got some work to do to slow these Cougars down.
Clark spits on the first ball for a ball and then swings and fouls it straight back for a strike. It's now 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Clark. Lauren Clark, the senior, going on to play at Eastern Arizona. The delivery is swung through, and she finds herself down 1 ball and 2 strikes to lead off. Not to lead off. As she bats with 1 out here in the fourth. 8-8 is your score. All tied up, Snowflake versus Sholo, if you're just joining us. Foul straight back again by Lauren. And you know what I love about the foul straight back, Josh? That means that your timing was perfect. You were just barely underneath it.
You betcha. It's tough to understand. Sometimes you're talking about a 1/4 of an inch off the ball from that ball coming straight back to carrying over the fence.
Absolutely.
And, definitely timing is on.
The 1-2 is high and outside. That evens the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lauren wears that face guard that you see some of the girls wearing.
It amazes me all the different stances you see the softball girls take in the box compared to baseball. They're pretty standard for the most part. And
Lauren swings through to strike out as she's the second out in the inning. The first strikeout of the day for both teams. And Autumn Cody steps up with 2 outs, no women on. Here in the bottom of the 4th, tie ball game as Addie Clark has tied this game with the 2-run home run just a minute ago. The first pitch to Cody is swung on and fouled here at the plate. No balls and a strike. Bauer on the mound now for the Lobos.
You betcha, defensive change there with Bauer. Craner moved out to the left. Looks like Hensley moved to center and Butler moved to right. And they brought Thomas in to play shortstop, who's had a heck of a game out in center field. And now she's been asked to come in and play some shortstop.
Jack of all trades are these girls as they played musical chairs around the infield and outfield. And it's 1-1 to Cody as she fouls this one right side and is down 1 balls and 2 strikes. Cody wearing number 14, wearing 1 batting glove on her left hand and a face guard. Got the pants hiked up to the socks, wearing nice Under Armour socks. I don't know why I'm giving you a play-by-play of her wardrobe. Just killing some time. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Swung on and missed. And so Bauer comes in and strikes out the 2 batters that she sees to end the inning, but not before the Charlotte Cougars can tie the game 8-8 on a monster blast by Addie Clark, her 57,000th home run of the year. We'll step away. This is Charlotte Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide on iTalk1067.com.
Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center is a proud supporter of high school sports. Many of our local sports players were born at the hospital, where Summit Obstetrics offers comfortable individual rooms for mom and baby. In case of a sports injury, the hospital ER is always staffed and prepared to take on the most serious injuries, and Summit features an advanced diagnostics department with state-of-the-art equipment. The Summit Healthcare orthopedic and therapy teams can help sports players overcome injuries and return to the game. Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center wishes all players a successful and healthy season this year.
30 seconds.
Need hats, shirts, or jackets embroidered with your logo? Get custom embroidered products from Little Bluebird Studios. That's right, the company that does the best job screen printing t-shirts and hoodies now offers embroidery. Little Bluebird Studios is a local company with skilled designers that care about your company's image and brand. Call Little Bluebird Studios today, 928-351-7942, or online at littlebluebird.org. Little Bluebird Studios, the company that cares.
Coming back now for the Cougars. For the Lobos, Kylie Penrod. She looks at the first pitch low and outside for a ball. Penrod on the day. Not sure. The 1-0 is swung on. Ground ball. Line drive to the third baseman. It's caught. Nice play there by the third baseman of the Charlotte Cougars, Megan Reedhead, as she quick reactions and stabs at that ball low at her feet and makes the catch.
She's so calm over there at third. You know, we talked about it earlier, and she just reacts well to the ball and makes the play, and doesn't seem like she has any anxiety with that.
That'll bring Hallie McCray up. She looks at the first one outside for a ball. McCray with a double and a ground out to third on the day. She bats here with 1 out in the 5th. She swings and fouls here at the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. If I could get someone from the truck to come say hi to me and make sure that you guys are listening, I'd really appreciate that. McCray, 1 for 1 on the day. Or excuse me, 1 for 1 is her. Never mind.
1 for 1 is the count. 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out.
Exactly what I was trying to say.
Nobody on right now.
That ball skips in there for ball number 2. 2 balls and a strike. The 2-1. Swung on and lifted into right field. Playable and caught out there by the right fielder, Hannah Hall, as she started in and then drifted back and made that catch for out number 2 as McCray flies out to the right fielder.
It was a great catch by Hannah as she drifted back and made a nice play on that ball. Got Jordan Powers coming up to bat. She's had a couple hits today.
Powers, ground ball, third base, and that'll be out number 3. As the Lobos go down in order, that'll bring up the Cougars with a tie ball game here in the bottom of the 5th inning. We'll step away. Sholo Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 1067 and on the web at iTalk1067.com.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
Welcome back to Sholo High School. We've got a tie ball game here. 8-8 in the bottom of the 5th. Want to remind you that when it comes time to kick off your college education, choose the college with the lowest tuition in Arizona. That's Northland Pioneer College. Northland Pioneer College. Also want to thank Ace Hardware, 24/7 locksmith. Next time you're locked out of your car or just need a key replaced any hour of the day or night or any day of the week, call Ace Hardware, your helpful place with 3 locations in Pine Top, Overguard, and Sholo. We invite you to stick around after our game for our post-game broadcast as we bring you the Beeler Orthodontics straight line play of the game, the Deemer's Glass shattering hit of the game, and the Honda Outdoor Ski and Sports Store player of the game. The best place in Arizona to buy your next truck, car, van, or SUV is Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce. Yes, I can. Thank you. The first pitch to Wheeler, leading off the 5th inning, is swung on and missed for a strike. Bauer in the circle for the Lobos has her sign. The windup and the pitch is swung on and lifted into shallow left field. That ball's going to get down for a hit, and Wheeler's going to round second and hold up. And she made a big turn into second, and she probably would have made it as the throw came in from the left fielder and was a little bit high and kind of skipped out into shallow right field. But Wheeler was already on her way back to first, and she will hold up there with a leadoff single. Why couldn't I hear you guys? That'll bring up Brooke Gaylord. She'll bat here with no outs and 1 woman on. Gaylord, the right-handed hitting, squares around to bunt, and we got a back pick to first. Wheeler's going to take off the second. Throw down is in time, and Wheeler is out trying to steal second as back pick from the catcher to first base, and the first baseman, it was actually the second baseman who was covering first as Gaylord squared to bunt. She got it and whipped around and made a nice strong throw to the shortstop who was covering the bags. And I don't know who that is anymore after all that's Kaylee Thomas, who is covering second. So Wheeler, after reaching on a single, is going to be out trying to steal second, and Gaylord finds herself in a 1-ball, no-strike count. Make that a 2-ball, no-strike count as she watches that pitch high. 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. Tie ball game, 8-8. And Gaylord will swing at this delivery and foul it at the plate. 2 balls and a strike now.
Is a great defensive play by Jordan Powers behind the dish. She recognized Wheeler was off the bag quite a bit, went with that back pick, and Penrod smart enough to just come up firing and made a great throw there to retire Wheeler.
Gaylord 0 for 2 on the day. She lined out to the center fielder and then reached on an error. She swings through the 2-1 delivery and evens the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. She reached on an error in the 3rd and did not score, and then lined out to the center fielder in the 2nd. And she bats here with 1 out and no runners on in the 5th. The 2-2 is fouled right side, and we will do it again.
Have you ever had the opportunity to hit off one of these fastball pitchers?
When I was in 8th grade, Brittany Adams, I asked her to throw because I was talking all kinds of smack about how I could hit off a side, and it took 3 pitches and I was out. Never did it again. The 2-2 is high and outside, full count. Have you?
You know, I haven't, but I'm amazed at how quick the ball gets on you. You know, I've caught for some of these girls and just kind of hung out and been around it. It's amazing how quick that ball gets on.
I wouldn't mind getting in the batter's box against one of them. The payoff pitch is swung on and fouled back again. We'll keep it at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, I would like to do it again. I don't know that I would have a better result this time because I think pitchers have gotten better and I'm older and slower and fatter.
After watching your video today, your live feed of your little race with old McDog and Chris, I think you're definitely gotten slower over the years.
That ball is lifted foul as well. You've played softball with me. I still got it. It's slow pitch, sure. I still got it.
Is slow pitcher a word?
It's slow pitch, sure, is what I said. Brooke, go ahead.
You're still. My brother mentioned that today. He said, "You remember Brandon was still a little fast after I actually put my money on McDog and you won the race." I was, you know.
The ball is high as Gaylord will walk. You put your money on McDog over me this morning?
I was a little disappointed in Mick's performance.
47 years old.
Age doesn't matter sometimes. He just looks like he was maybe had you on the length and the stride, and
I could have ran backwards.
Yeah, obviously at the end, it was easy to tell as you turned around wondering where everyone was, and Chris was back there in some beauty queen parade waving at everybody. But
Hannah Hall bats here with 1 out and 1 runner on. She looks at the first pitch high. Yeah, that was an interesting event this morning. McDog was certain that he could smoke me in a race, and
were you in your boots?
I was dressed how I'm dressed right now, hoodie and all. The 1-0 from Bauer is outside and high for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. As Gaylord is over at first base, she walked. We have 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. It's 8-8. Snowflake and Sholo all knotted up. At high, 3 balls and no strikes. As Hall, the number 9 hitter, and Paige Kerr, the dangerous Paige Kerr, on deck.
On the Lobo side here, you're hoping to record an out here, but you bring Paige Kerr up with 1 out and 2 people on. You're in a bad situation.
The 3-0 from Bauer is in there for a strike on the outside corner. 3 balls and 1 strike now. Not a whole lot of stealing happens in softball, huh? Like straight stealing?
You know, it just depends. I think we have 2 catchers here that have got strong arms, and normally it seems like other games I've been to, you've seen a lot of stealing.
3-1 is swung on and fouled. Line drive foul up the third base side, up and over the fence. That brings the count full. Even on full counts?
Yeah, I mean, why not? It's a good time to go, right? It's going to be a walk or a strikeout, but
at what point are they allowed to leave?
As soon as that ball leaves the pitcher's hand.
Okay.
So, yep. And obviously, if they leave before that, the umpire can actually call them out.
Ground ball, second base, and drifting over toward first is Kylie Penrod, and she has a little underhand flip to the first baseman for the out. It advances Gaylord onto second as Hall grounds out to the second baseman for out number 2, and that brings up the top of the order, Paige Kerr for the Sholo Cougars. She bats here with 2 outs and 1 runner in scoring position here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Kerr on the day, a couple of ground outs and a single. Both of those ground outs came last inning as she was the first and the last out of the 3rd inning.
Late strike called there. Looked like the pitch might have been a little bit up, but
yeah, it was a late strike call. No balls and 1 strike on Kerr. That ball is grounded through the hole under the shortstop's glove. Around second, coming home is Gaylord, and she's in there. Kerr trying to advance to second on the throw does as that ball skips into center field. And so the Cougars will score another run. And we have a replay if you're watching us live here. Never mind, scratch that on the replay. Nope, here it is now. And never mind on the replay again. As Kerr will be at second now with 2 outs. And that brings up Megan Reedhead. Reedhead 0 for 3, a couple of flyouts to center and a ground out to third. She bats with 2 outs here and 1 runner aboard. Her team up 1. It's now 9-8 Sholo. And the first pitch is high to Reedhead.
And as you mentioned, one of the key to the games, Coach Nix mentioned that Kerr needed to have a good game, and she came up big right there with a big hit with 2 outs again to score another run.
Ground ball, third, snagged by the third baseman and fires across the diamond to get Reedhead. Nice play there by Hallie McCray to end the Cougars' threat. The Cougars get one, and they are now on top. 9-8. We're going to head to the top of the sixth. This is Shola Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 1067 and on the web at italk1067.com.
Orthodontist Dr. Joshua Beeler has been providing family-friendly orthodontics in Sholo and the entire White Mountains since 2006. If you need braces, stop in and see the friendly folks at Beeler Orthodontics and meet their professional staff. Dr. Beeler and his team have the latest in orthodontics technology, and they work with each patient individually to custom tailor the most effective treatment plan for the best results. Beeler Orthodontics is a proud sponsor of high school sports. Beeler Orthodontics, live to smile, love your smile.
In today's challenging economy, having a college education is a must. Northland Pioneer College is here to help you prepare for your future. NPC is committed to providing you with the highest quality education with the lowest tuition cost in the state. We offer a variety of advanced learning classes to prepare you for a transfer or associate's degree, personal interest education, or earning your GED.
Contact an academic advisor for more information. Go online at npc.edu.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain sports.
Left-handed hitting Butler. Cody on the rubber has her sign, brings it home, and that ball is lifted up and over the fence for strike number one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Want to remind you that Sunrise Park Resort is getting ready for their summer, and they'll be opening soon with all their high-adventure activities. Go to sunriseskipark.com for details. That's sunriseskipark.com. It's 9-8 Sholo on top of the Lobos, and that ball is grounded to second base, booted off the knee, and that's not going to – after booting the ball off her knee is Corinne Collins. She picks it up and fires over to first, not in time, as Butler has some speed and gets down the line, and she's aboard on the air with no outs here in the top of the sixth, and that brings up the top of the order Kaylee Thomas. Kaylee, couple of hits on the day.
We talked about this. They got some speed on the base here. The Cougars got to be quick with the ball right here. If they get the ball in the infield, they got to get rid of it quick with Butler and Thomas, both very, very fast runners.
Thomas also batting from the left side. The first pitch to her is slapped at, and it's lifted shallow left, going out to shortstop. She'll have it for the first out in the inning as Haley Housley went back and caught that ball just at the grass. So now we have one out here on the top of the sixth. Riley Hensley, who's having herself an incredible day at the plate, a home run and a single. She did fly out to the second baseman. She's 2 for 3. Started the day pitching. The first delivery to her is ground ball foul at the third base side. Hensley, who was starting the day pitching and then moved to center field, and that's where she sits now. She's the number 2 hitter in the order, third lady to bat this inning. She bats with 1 out and 1 runner on. Her team down by 1, so she represents the go-ahead run. And the 0-1 is in there for a strike on the outside corner. No balls and 2 strikes. balls?
Balls. Sounds like something my little boy says. Balls.
Gave me this job. The 0-2 is lifted into left center. That ball's going to get down, and it's on the wall. Rounding first and heading to second is Butler. Or excuse me, rounding second, heading to third is Butler, as Hensley is in with the stand-up double. And now we have runners at second and third with 1 out. And the Lobos are in business. And Coach Nix has taken a walk out to the mound. He might be looking to change his pitcher.
You betcha.
As he will be. Coming into pitch now, it looks like his number 11.
Addie Clark.
Addie Clark, who...
why not, right? She hits the ball. She hits the ball 100 miles. You know, you might as well bring her in and let her, do it for you on the mound.
So Addie Clark will come to the plate with 2 runners on, and her first practice pitch went about 4 feet as it fell out of her hand.
Yeah, it looks like she just caught her leg there, and it came a slow roller coming out of there. So
Let's step away. This is Shola Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 worldwide on iTalk1067.com.
Want to save money on your next vehicle? Then go to the place with the lowest price guaranteed. Sholo Ford guarantees the lowest price on any new Ford in the state of Arizona. Plus, every new Ford gas engine vehicle comes with a lifetime engine warranty. Thought you could get a better deal in Phoenix? Think again. The absolute best deal in the state of Arizona is at Sholo Ford, the #1 Ford dealer in northern Arizona, and soon to be #1 in the state of Arizona. Sholo Ford on the east end of the
third,
Deuce.
Hensley at second, one out here in the sixth with the Lobos in business as they're down one in the tying run. Only 90, nope, how many feet? 45. Is it 60 feet? How many feet is it?
60 feet.
The tying run only 60 feet away. If you're wondering why I don't know this, well, I apologize. First delivery from Clark is in there for a strike on the inside corner. Strike one to Sydney Bauer.
So a lot of things work right here. If you're the Lobos, you got to get a ball in play for sure. But short pop fly.
Swung on and fouled here at the dish as the ball does roll into fair territory, but it's off of Bauer's leg. It's a foul ball. No balls and 2 strikes quickly on Bauer. Addie Clark, the freshman, throwing the pitches. She has a 2-run game-tying home run on the day already. Let's see if she can get the job done on the mound. As she fires that one high and outside for a ball. Back pick to third, and they got her. A great throw by the catcher, Shy Wheeler. She fires the ball down to third, and a quick snap tag by Megan Reedhead, and they got that runner at third. And so now there's 2 outs on the inning and just a runner at second.
Probably worst case scenario right there for the Snowflake Lobos. With
Absolutely.
only 1 out, and you get a runner on third, back picked right there. Looked like a bang-bang. We talked about Wheeler's arm. She has a cannon, and she threw that straight from her knees again.
Absolutely.
And just fired it down there.
The 1-2 is swung on and missed. And that will end the threat. So the Snowflake Lobos had runners at second and third with 1 out, and they failed to score a run as a back pick gets the lead runner at third, and then a strikeout by Bauer ends the threat, and Addie Clark comes in and does the job. We'll step away. Cougars are up by 1 going into the bottom of the 6th. This is Shola Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and on the web at iTalk1067.com.
Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center is a proud supporter of high school sports. Many of our local sports players were born at the hospital, where Summit Obstetrics offers comfortable individual rooms for mom and baby. In case of a sports injury, the hospital ER is always staffed and prepared to take on the most serious injuries, and Summit features an advanced diagnostics department with state-of-the-art equipment. The Summit Healthcare orthopedic and therapy teams can help sports players overcome injuries and return to the game. Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center wishes all players a successful and healthy season this year.
Need hats, shirts, or jackets embroidered with your logo? Get custom embroidered products from Little Bluebird Studios. That's right, the company that does the best job screen printing t-shirts and hoodies now offers embroidery. Little Bluebird Studios is a local company with skilled designers that care about your company's image and brand. Call Little Bluebird Studios today, 928-351-7942, or online at littlebluebird.org. Little Bluebird Studios, the company that cares.
Sholo Cougars, pardon me, is number 3, Haley Housley. She steps up here being, I have her as 1 for 3 on the day with a solo home run. She's flied out to center and grounded into a fielder's choice. Her home run was a dead center shot, and the first pitch to her is high and outside. Housley, H-O-U-S-L-E-Y, Housley.
As we anticipated, this game surely just took off, didn't it? We thought with 7 runs up on the board real quick. We knew right away it wasn't going to be a runaway, that they were going to have a game, and we got a game on our hands. These are the fun ones to watch.
Housley takes a strike. It's 1-1. Yeah, Lobos were out to a 7-0 lead, and now they trail by 1, 9-8. The 1-1 delivery from Bauer is inside. Nice pitch, but didn't get the call. It's 2 balls and a strike on Housley. Bauer, B-A-U-E-R, pitching. And the 2-1 is outside for ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. On deck is the ever-dangerous Addie Clark.
Yeah, if you're Bauer here, you want to make her put the ball in play. You definitely don't want to give her a free base with Clark coming up right behind her.
The 3-1 is high as she didn't get the call, and a leadoff walk for Haley Housley and the Cougars. That'll bring up Addie Clark. Addie on the day, 2 for 3, flew out to shortstop, had a double, and then a home run that I think just landed about 30 seconds ago. The freshman, Addie, bats with 1 runner on and no outs here in the bottom of the 6th. The first pitch to her is high and outside for a ball. You know what I love about Addie Clark, too, is not only can she hit the ball, but she's selective. And she has a good eye at the plate. She's not out there just trying to swing at everything.
Yeah,
at least not in this game.
You can see she picks up the ball well out of the hand, and she tracks it really well.
The 1-0 is swung on and drilled into left field, and that ball is going to touch them all.
Wow.
With her second home run on the day, Addie Clark, her second 2-run home run on the day, has given the Show Low Cougars a 3-run lead. As you can see on the replay here, just a no-doubter off the bat, and the left fielder just has nothing to do but touch the fence and look up and wonder how on earth does she do this. Her second home run on the day, and it's a 2-run shot. And that brings the score now 11-8. As Lauren Clark, who also has a home run this afternoon, she steps up with no outs and no runners on. Bauer brings it home, and it skips in for ball 1. Josh, let me ask you a question. Why pitch to Addie?
You know, I tell you what, as a coach or as a pitcher, I would even think about pitching around her for sure. Yeah. You know what I mean? At least not put anything close to the plate. Make her chase something, you know, especially in a game like this where she obviously is, I mean, she is dead red on that ball, and she has just crushed 2 balls. You know, I don't know why we wouldn't have thrown, you know, Lobos wouldn't have thrown a few more pitches around the plate and made her maybe chase something, maybe a little anxious as a freshman wanting to bat again. But that's a good point you make there. 2
balls, no strikes to Clark as she grounds to third base, smothered and fired across the infield for the out. The first out in the inning. To go back to what we're talking to, I agree. I mean, you have a one-run game. It's not like the Lobos come into this game not knowing that Addie Clark can hit the ball. She's already tied the game with a 2-run home run her last at bat. I don't see any reason as to throw any pitches at her. Just put her on. But that's why I'm broadcasting and not coaching anymore, maybe. The first pitch to Autumn Cody is in there for a strike.
Well, you know, you gotta play the game. You know, that's what it's about. And on the coach's side and player side too, you got to know the situation. And obviously, Addie Clark is a girl that can just slug, and you got to be close.
That ball's lifted into right field. Going back as the right fielder, she's at the wall, and that's gone too. As Autumn Cody hits a solo shot, goes the opposite field home run, and that's the second home run of the inning. First home run of the day for Autumn Cody, and the score is now 12-8. Show Low Cougars as her team greets her at home plate. And those girls got to be tired from running out of the dugout so many times with all the home runs that their team hits.
You know, from what I can see here on the stats, that's her first home run of the year. And what a better time.
Is that right?
To hit a home run and to give your team a lead right there going in the last inning.
A opposite field home run nonetheless.
For what I'm hearing, that might be her first career home run.
Is that right? Good for her.
You know, that's always exciting when you're a senior, and, you know, they asked a lot of her to come in a 7-0 game and said, here you go, let's go. And she's just really buckled down, and she's only given up 1 run since she came in. And then to add with the bat, just fun to watch.
That brings up Shy Wheeler. She bats with no runners on, and she swings at a high pitch. And she knows that she swung at a ball. She taps her face mask with her bat. And it's no balls and a strike on the senior catcher, Wheeler, who had a hand in ending the threat by the Lobos last inning by picking off the runner at third as she looks at ball one low and getting that tying run who was at third for the Lobos with one out. She back picks her to get out number 2, and then Addie Clark strikes out Sydney Bauer as Wheeler pops that one up and over the fence out of play for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So back to what I was saying, Clark strikes out Bauer to end the threat last inning, and Wheeler had her hand in that as well. The senior going on to play at EA. She'll be at EA next year.
You know, in sports, we talk a lot about momentum, and that back pick just created that. You know, the Lobos were in a situation to tie the game up, and Wheeler helped participate in that and get that momentum shift going, and then to come here and actually take that momentum into the 6th. The Lady Cougars definitely have done that.
That ball is line foul. Stays 1 ball, 2 strikes. And again, it hasn't been bad pitching by any of the pitchers. I mean, Hensley, who started the game, for the Lobos, was pitching a gem, didn't walk anybody, didn't hit anybody. It's just the pitchers are throwing strikes. Both teams are hitting, and what you can't do is blame this on bad pitching, that's for sure.
Yeah, no joke. They've been around the plate, you know, not many free bases, just a handful of walks today. It's been,
I think, 1 maybe.
1
or 2 at the most.
Yeah. And the hitters are just hitting. They're putting the ball in play, and it's been fun to watch, exciting to watch.
I'm actually counting 3 as Wheeler swings and misses on the 2-2, and she's down on strikes for the second out in the inning. I'm showing that the Cougars have walked 3 times, and the Lobos have walked 0. So 3 walks on the day, all coming for the Cougars, as Brooke Gaylord will step up, and she bats with nobody on and 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Her team leading 12-8. And that pitch is high. If you're just joining us, welcome to Shola Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7. We're also live on the web at iTalk1067.com. And if you're looking for a new or used van, truck, SUV, whatever you're in the market for, Shola Ford on the east end of the Deuce. The 1-0 is swung on and lifted in the infield. Coming on is Bauer from the circle. She almost trips on the bat as she steps right over the bat and makes the catch to end the inning as Gaylord flies out to the pitcher, and we'll go to the 7th. Last chance for the Lobos as they trail by 4, and they'll come up with their last bats. This is Shola Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and live on the web at iTalk1067.com.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
Today. Well, here we are in the 7th inning. You never know what can happen. This has been a wild game. If you're just joining us, let me recap for you real quick as Addie Clark finishes her warm-up pitches. The Snowflake Lobos were out to a 7-0 lead. It was 7-1 after 2. It was 7-6 after 3 as the Cougars scored 5 in the 3rd. The Lobos came back and scored 1 in the 4th to make it 8-6, and then a 2-run bomb by Addie Clark tied the game, and then a solo shot an RBI single by Kerr scored Brooke Gaylord in the 7th to make it 9-8, and then in the bottom of the 6th, the Cougars score 3 on a home run by Addie Clark, another 2-run home run, and then a solo shot by Autumn Cody. And the score is now 12-8 as Addie Clark toes the rubber, the freshman. She has her sign and brings it home. And it's outside to the leadoff hitter for the Lobos, Jashley Schneider. as Schneider is having herself not a bad day. I believe she has two home runs on the day. She's 3 for 3, I believe, as she fouls off the 0-1 delivery, or excuse me, the 1-0 delivery, and makes it 1 ball, 1 strike. So Jashley having herself a day at the plate, and the name of the game right now is not home runs, it's base runners, as she's looking to get on base for Heather Whipple, who's on deck. The 1-1 delivery from Clark is driven right up the middle for a base hit, and Schneider gets them going with the leadoff single here in the 7th inning.
What a shot right up the middle.
I wouldn't count the Lobos out in this game. With the kind of game we've had, I expect this to be a pretty fun inning. Heather Whipple steps up.
Heather has the power to get a ball in the air right here and let it fly. You can see the wind blowing out to the right field.
That ball is outside as Whipple looks at the first pitch. Clark has a little bit of speed on her pitch as well.
You know, I noticed that when she was warming up. Seemed like she's probably a little pumped up right now. She looks like she got a little fastball there.
The 1-0 is swung on and line drive foul, first base side. 1 ball, 1 strike. Clark on the rubber wearing that white visor. It's interesting about softball is that I guess the uniforms, you can either A, wear a hat or choose not to wear a hat, and apparently the hats don't have to match either.
It looks like that's correct.
All right.
Well, you see some of them have face masks, some of them don't, and obviously probably the biggest thing with the visor, keep the hair out of the face.
1-1 is fouled at the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes here in the top of the 7th inning. No outs, 1 runner aboard as the Lobos try to cut into this. Well, they have to cut into it. They're down 4 in their last at-bats. It's 12-8. Heather Whipple is at the dish with Jashley Schneider at first. The 1-2 is low. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Nice pitch by Addie. Didn't get the call by the home plate umpire.
You know, a great place for that pitch to be, though, in that count. You want to keep the ball down, make the hitter swing at something that's not right over the middle of the plate.
That ball is low and inside. Back pick to first, not in time as Schneider's back. 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Or is it full count?
Full count.
Full count as I am a terrible scorekeeper. The payoff pitch is swung on and fouled. We'll do it again. It looked like Schneider might have been going on the pitch. Possibly.
I don't believe so. Just had a good lead, looks like there. Snyder, not one of the fastest girls on the squad. I don't assume she'd be stealing here with, you don't want to give away any outs right here.
The 3-2 is swung on and fouled again, first base side. The wind has kind of changed direction. It started the game blowing straight out to center. Now it's going left to right, basically straight left field to right field, as we see some ominous looking clouds coming off in the distance. Gray skies, it's cold, it's chilly. And the full count is fouled again. Nice at bat happening here by Whipple as she's fouling off some tough pitches from Clark. And it feels like the temperature has dropped here just in the last 10. I smell rain off in the distance. The 3-2 is swung on, ground ball, third base. She'll go to 2 for 1 as they get the out. They get the leadoff out, Schneider, as Whipple grounds into a fielder's choice. The first out will be at second base.
What a good at-bat there by Whipple. She is up there battling, and looks like the Lobos are going to take the flex out and put the flex in to run. Who's Taylor Craner?
Craner pinch, so the flex can run for anybody too?
So the flex can come in and out as far as I understand. Yeah, different than designated hitter that we know of baseball where, you know, once they come out of the game, they're done. But the flex, hence the word flex, will allow that player to be flexible in and out of the game multiple times.
The wind is stirring up some dust here on the infield with 1 out. And the first pitch is high to Kylie Penrod. Penrod on the day looks like 0 for 3. 1-0 is swung on and missed. 1 ball, 1 strike. Getting text message here that if the rain isn't here yet, it's coming. It's less than a mile away. Might want to cover up our microphones as the 1-1 is swung on and missed. 1-2. I know it was snowing in Flagstaff today. Pretty hard, actually, like blizzard conditions.
Well, the weather's definitely changed, and you can feel the humidity. So
the 1-2 is swung on and fouled left side as Addie Clark works quickly. Maybe she knows the rain's. I can smell the rain. It's definitely coming. Good thing. Want to thank Sholo High School for letting us be in the broadcast booth as the 1-2 is fouled at the plate. Runner at first. Lobos down by 4 with 1 out here in the top of the 7th.
You know, tough thing to remember as a Lobo here, you know, you don't need 1 run. You're playing for 4 runs here, so you got to be smart on the bases.
Swung on and missed. Penrod down on strikes for out number 2. And the Lobos find themselves down to their last out. It's Hallie McCray. She steps up here with 2 outs and 1 runner on here in the top of the 7th.
My good friend Bob Brenly would say last man standing every time this comes up.
Good friend, Bob Brenly, huh?
Oh, yeah. Good friend.
Check swing and a miss as she couldn't hold up McCray, and she's down, no balls and a strike.
I've watched enough Diamondback games. I think we could be good friends.
Swung on and missed for strike 2, and McCray finds herself in the hole as a back pick to first, not in time. Wheeler likes to show off that arm, and why not? She's got a good one. 0-2 to McCray. Top of the 7th. Addie has her sign, and the pitch is swung on and lifted right side out of play over the first base dugout. Want to thank White Mountain Youth Productions with our broadcast. We invite you to stick around for our Beeler Orthodontics Straight Line Play of the Game, our Deemer's Glass Shattering Hit of the Game, and our Player of the Game brought to you by Honda Outdoor Ski and Sportswear. The 0-2 is high and outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes on McCray. Here in the top of the 7th, 2 outs. Last chance for the Cougars down to their last strike. Here it comes. It skips in there, gets by the catcher, and Craner will hustle down to second. She's in scoring position. 2 balls, 2 strikes on McCray. If she can get on, and it's Powers on deck. We've got a little congregation in front of our FX mic. The 0-2, or excuse me, the 2-2 is lifted out of play, foul. Good at-bats here in the last inning, though, by the Lobos, fouling off some tough pitches.
You know, being aggressive at the plate, just unlucky for them. They haven't had anything that has fell in for good base hits.
Wind is kicking up some dust.
And, of course, we're out of softballs.
And we are waiting on a softball to be blown in by some spectators or a coach. It's got to be cold out there, as you can see some of the players blocking the right side of their face as the wind is blowing in pretty hard from the left to right. Clark looking cold. The batter has her hands in her hoodie. Kind of miserable out there right now. I feel bad for our cameramen who are sitting on top of the dugouts. Cameramen and women. It gives me time to just give them shout outs. Our camera operators, Jed Larson, Ashley Bastillos, Kenzie Hamilton, Eric Scarlett, Weston Badger, Matt Barrera, and Ben Young. Kudos to all of you for weathering the storm. It's 2-2. It skips in there by the catcher, and Craner will go down to third now. And the count is full on McCray. Our technical director, Shane Bobian. Replays and graphics is Talicia Stone Street, and audio is Jaden Kokenhauer.
And they have done a great job today.
Fantastic job,
Man,
absolutely.
they've done great.
The full count pitch is low as McCray will take her base on balls. And we have runners at the corner now.
Again, the hard thing to remember as a base runner right here is that you need 4 runs to tie this game and stay in the game. And so you don't want to be too aggressive here. You don't want any back picks, or you want the hitters to do their job. They got to earn their stripes here.
First pitch to Powers skips in there. Craner's going to come home. She'll score.
Atta girl.
She scores as Josh gives her an atta girl. That's his daughter. Down to second is Powers. And we have 1 ball and no strikes on Jordan Butler. After, Powers is batting right now. McCray down to second. Powers has a 1-0 count on her, and up after her is the number 9 hitter, Jordan Butler. Looks like the rain is coming down, as you can see some moisture on the helmet of Powers. The 1-0 is high and outside for ball 2. Two balls and no strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. It is 12-9, Cougars over the Lobos with the runner at second. 2-0 is swung on and lifted into right center field. That ball's going to get down, and it's going to go to the wall. Rounding third and coming home is McCray, as into second with a stand-up 2-out double is Powers. And now it's 12-10, and the tying run comes to the plate, and that'll be Jordan Butler.
Well, Brandon, you called it in between the break. You said the way the game's going today, the Lobos might come back and get a few here. And I appreciate your excitement and confidence in the Lady Lobos there. And it has. I mean, the way the game's gone, you don't expect anything less right now.
Absolutely not.
Come down to the wire, give people an opportunity to enjoy this game.
Well, the conditions out in the field are not what you would call ideal by any means. And so these kind of conditions, anything can happen. Hands are getting cold. The first delivery to Butler is outside for ball one.
I believe the umpire actually called that a strike somehow. He might be feeling the weather also. Yeah.
Well, both me and the official scorekeeper here called it a ball. So maybe the umpire's getting a little chilly too. The 0-1 is swung on and missed for no balls and 2 strikes now on Butler. And the Lobos find themselves again down to their last strike. Butler, left-handed hitter, wearing 1 glove on her right hand.
Young freshman here. She's been a great asset to this ball
Clark
club.
brings it home, and it's swung on and missed, and that'll do it. As we had some drama in the last inning, but the Cougars hold, and they will win this crazy game 12-10 after being down 7 runs to nothing after the second inning. Your final score here at Show Low High School. Show Low, the victors, 12-10 over the crosstown rivals, the Snowflake Lobos. We'll be back for some final thoughts. We invite you to stick around for our Beeler Orthodontics Live to Smile, Love Your Smile straight line play of the game. Deemer's Glass. Need glass for your home or business? That's Deemer's Glass in Lakeside is hands down the best place to call. Quality glass at affordable prices. Deemer's Glass, 1-888 Glassman. They're the glass shattering hit of the game. And our player of the game brought to you by the Honda Outdoor Ski and Sports Store. For the best selection of hiking, hunting, fishing, and camping gear on the mountain, go to Honda Outdoor Ski and Sports Store, south of Pine Top on Highway 260. We'll step away, be back to wrap it up in just a moment. This is Show Low Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and on the web at iTalk1067.com.
Orthodontist Dr. Joshua Beeler has been providing family-friendly orthodontics in Show Low and the entire White Mountains since 2006. If you need braces, stop in and see the friendly folks at Beeler Orthodontics and meet their professional staff. Dr. Beeler and his team have the latest in orthodontics technology, and they work with each patient individually to custom tailor the most effective treatment plan for the best results. Beeler Orthodontics is a proud sponsor of high school sports. Beeler Orthodontics, live to smile, love your smile.
To Thomas with her 2
diving.
In today's challenging economy, having a college education is a must. Northland Pioneer College is here to help you prepare for your future. NPC is committed to providing you with the highest quality education with the lowest tuition cost in the state. We offer a variety of advanced learning classes to prepare you for a transfer or associate's degree, personal interest education, or earning your GED.
Contact an academic advisor for more information. Go online at npc.edu.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain sports.
Welcome back to Show Low High School. Your final score here, 12-10. The Show Low Cougars beat the Snowflake Lobos in a wild game, and we're going to jump right into this as our cameramen. Let's start off by saying what a great job our cameramen and everybody in the crew. I'm going to give them a shout out real quick before I do this. Our technical director Shane Bobie and replays and graphics Talicia Stone Street Audio, Jaden Kokenhauer, and the real heroes of our game are our camera operators Jed Larson, Ashley Bastillos, Kenzie Hamilton, Eric Scarlett, Weston Badger, Matt Barrera, and Ben Young. I know they're suffering out there, so we'll get through this quickly. Let's just start off with our Beeler Orthodontic straight line play of the game. We're going to give this to Kaylee Thomas, as the center fielder for the Lobos had a defensive gem out in center field, as she made a couple diving catches early in the game and had a lot of putouts, and then came in to play shortstop and had a couple plays at shortstop as well. So we're going to give it to Kaylee Thomas for her diving catches out in center field. That's your Beeler Orthodontics Live to Smile, Love Your Smile straight line play of the game. Moving on to our Deemer's Glass shattering hit of the game. I want to remind you that if you need glass for your home or business, call Deemer's Glass. They're the best, hands down the best place to call. Quality glass at affordable prices. Deemer's Glass 1-888-GLASSMAN. And this goes to Addie Clark, who just absolutely destroys the ball. She had 2 home runs on the afternoon, which brings her home run total up to like 1,427,002. 2 home runs on the day, and the one that we're going to give it to is the game-tying 2-run blast. Then I think that ball, if the wind weren't blowing, would still be traveling.
Yeah, no joke, right?
What a shot that was.
Oh, it was amazing.
And she ended up with 2 home runs on the day. So congratulations to Addie Clark, our Deemer's Glass shattering hit of the game. And moving on to our Honda Outdoor Ski & Sports Store player of the game, because we couldn't give it to Addie Clark, we are going to give it to a Sholo Cougar, Autumn Cody.
You know, Autumn Cody had a great game. What I was impressed about is that she came in when they were down 7-0, and the coach said, hey, I need you to come in here and pitch. And that's never friendly, to come in and, you know, pick up a 7-0 game. And she did. She buckled down. She only gave up 1 run. And she pitched a gem from then on. She kind of shut the Lobos down, stopped them from hitting the ball. And then she got her first career home run. So fun to watch her hit that ball opposite field, give her team that excitement, and definitely well-deserved here on Senior Day to give that to Autumn Cody.
Great job, Autumn Cody, our Honda Outdoor Ski & Sports Store player of the game. For the best selection of hiking, hunting, fishing, and camping gear on the mountain, go to Honda Outdoor Ski & Sports Store south of Pine Top on Highway 260. Again, one real quick run through for all of our sponsors: Ace Hardware in Pine Top, Heber and Sholo, Sunrise Park Resort, Northland Pioneer College, Summit Regional Medical Center, Beeler Orthodontics, Little Bluebird Studios, Deemer's Glass, the Indian Pine Restaurant at Honda, Octopus Car Wash, and Subway. Once again, your final score on senior night here at Sholo High School: Sholo Cougars victorious 12-10. Josh Craner, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for joining me.
Hey, thanks for having me. I want to tell you, this was a highlight for me. I love the setup. I mean, honestly, it felt like an ESPN booth at a Diamondbacks game with all these wonderful crew and just the knowledge that you have for the game. I appreciate all that you do for the community. You guys are a huge asset to our community. Thank you very much.
Those words are much appreciated, Josh. Thank you. Absolutely. Thank you to White Mountain Youth Productions for putting this whole team together. They are the rock stars. For Josh Craner and our executive producer back in the studio, Ashley Harley, my name is Brandon Todd. We will catch you next time. Have a great weekend, everybody. Take it easy. So long.
This has been an iTalk 106.7 Sports Exclusive presented by Sholo Ford. High school softball is also brought to you in part by Northland Pioneer College, Ace Hardware of the White Mountains, Sunrise Park Resort, Honda Outdoor Ski & Sports Store, Deemer's Glass, Beeler Orthodontics, Summit Regional Medical Center, and Octopus Car Wash. This is a copyrighted broadcast. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or reuse of this program without the expressed written consent of iTalk 106.7 and Country Mountain Airwaves is expressly prohibited. For more information about this game and others around the region, go to italk1067.com.